Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we are going to be talking about my 6 best-selling spring and summer fragrances. Some of you guys asked for this video like all the way back in like November, December-ish of last year, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me so long to film it. I try to plan out videos like in advance, and I honestly just kept forgetting to add this one into the mix of like the planned videos and stuff, and so yeah, it's been a little bit. I know you guys really enjoyed my fall and winter ones last year, so I thought I would go ahead and do spring and summer all in one. The reason I'm doing it all in one is just because I do release my spring and summer collection all at once. I call it the Bright and Bloom collection. It's just easier for me that way because, like, you know, releasing 4 new seasonal collections a year is a bit much, just with everything else going on and trying to do like other limited edition special surprise type things, or, you know, one-off scents or things like that. I just don't have a lot of time to plan those things when I'm doing like 4 seasonal collections, so I reduced it to 3, and that has helped a lot. I also thought I'd combine these two just because I know some people have already released their spring scents, and some are maybe still working on getting those scents figured out and everything, as well as most people are still kind of figuring out their summer collections and stuff, and so that's another reason why I thought I'd just mesh these two together. But with that, let's get started with my 6 best-selling spring and summer scents. The first one we have is Lavender from Candle Science, and as you can see, I have barely any left. I need to order more soon. But this scent has been a bestseller for me for at least the last 2 years, maybe the last 3. I can't remember for sure exactly when I started selling it, but I'm pretty sure definitely at least the last 2 years for sure. But it has been a bestseller for me. People, every time they smell it at markets and stuff like that, they always love it. It's a nice, you know, just a nice, I mean, it is floral, but it's also a little earthy, very refreshing, and just, it feels like a nice, honestly, to me, like, even though, like, yes, it's a floral scent, I could definitely see it being more of like a summer scent, because it just, I don't know, something about it just feels summery to me. Out of the bottle, I will say it does smell slightly powdery, but that does go away, or at least I feel like it does in the candle, like once it's in wax and everything. So if you get this and you're like, don't like it out of the bottle, maybe put it in wax first just to see if you like it better then. It definitely kind of cuts down on that powdery note, in my opinion, and stuff, and so I like it much better in a candle than I do out of the bottle. But yeah, it's just a nice, nice floral, nice lavender scent. For those who like a true lavender, I would say this one is your best bet. The next one is Volcano from the Flaming Candle. This has been a bestseller, I believe, for like 3 years in a row now, since I started having, candles. This one was one of the ones that I introduced my very first year, and it, oh my gosh, it smells so good. This scent, just so you know, even though it doesn't say it on here, it is a dupe of a scent by, I can't remember the name of the company, but it is a dupe of a popular scent, but it is so good. I truly love it. It is a nice, very nice, fruity scent. There's maybe a little hint of floral, but it's definitely more fruity. It almost reminds me of like Blue Hawaiian Punch. Like specifically Blue Hawaiian Punch. It smells very similar to that, in my opinion. I always loved the Blue Hawaiian Punch or whatever, but yeah, it just smells very similar to that. And yeah, it's a very nice, like really sweet kind of fruity scent. It is just a really nice fruity scent, honestly. If you're looking for something fruity, this one is definitely the way to go. I will say this one is not a super strong thrower. I mean, it does throw pretty decently well, but it's not crazy strong. But people still seem to love it, even though, like, even in 6006, like I said, it's not super strong. I mean, it will fill a small room, and even, you know, depending on how big your candle is, it'll fill a large room as well. It might just take a little bit longer and, you know, things like that for it to fill the room. But I've never had any complaints from it. A lot of people still buy it and still love it, and they come back every year and buy more of it. So yeah, I've never, like I said, never had any issues with it. It is a really good scent. Before we get to this next scent, it would mean so much to me if you'd give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that we can keep hanging out. So this next scent, I'm gonna be honest with you, is not my personal favorite. I almost didn't have it in my collection because I just didn't like it at first. There were several others that I was testing out, but unfortunately, like, at the time, I think that they all just, like, they weren't performing well and stuff like that, and so I kind of threw it into my collection at last minute. Not really, and I think I only made a couple of it because I really didn't think it was gonna sell. I was kind of like, I don't know why people would buy this scent, because personally, like I said, I just don't like it that much. I have grown to like it a little more over the years. It has, you know, grown on me a little bit and stuff, but it's still definitely probably one of my least favorites to make. But like I said, it is a part of this video because it is a huge seller for me every year. Every year it sells out. Every year it's one of the most like restocked, like I have to constantly restock it and stuff like that. But that is High Tide from Candle Science. To me, like, I mean, it's not a bad scent by any means. It smells very, it's very earthy, which as you guys know, that's not always my favorite. It's very earthy, very cologne-y. Yeah, I call it Coastal Cliffs in my collection, but it's just not my personal thing. But like I said, it is a huge seller for me personally, so I keep bringing it back every year because people cannot stop buying it. It's like, especially at markets and stuff, people buy it like crazy. It's always one of our best sellers at markets during the spring and summer. And so it's always one that I have to make sure that we're stocked up on whenever we go to markets, because people just really love it. Yeah, it's definitely a very kind of a more masculine type fragrance. Very kind of fresh, clean, almost a little like men's soapy, if that makes any sense, like kind of like a men's soap. And yeah, like I said, it's not my personal favorite, but it does sell extremely well. Like possibly my best spring and summer seller. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked at the numbers, but it's definitely up there. It definitely always, you know, like we're constantly making it throughout the spring and summer and stuff like that. I've even thought about bringing it on year round, but honestly, I just get tired of the scent after a while, so I need a break from it. So, but yeah, it is a really good seller. Speaking of scents that have done so well that we actually brought it into our full year-round collection, this next one is Strawberry Pound Cake from Midwest Fragrance Company. Like I said, this one sells so well that we actually decided to bring it into our year-round collection. It was up until last year, I believe. It was just a part of our spring-summer collection, but we decided to bring it to our year-round collection because it sells so well. And now it sells really well, you know, year-round, which is really nice, but definitely a good one for spring and summer. It's a very nice, fruity, kind of bakery, like very sweet type scent. It's a Bath and Body Works dupe, I believe. And it is, yeah, it honestly, to me, it kind of smells like the, those like strawberry cream savers. If your grandma ever had those in her purse or anything like that, that is kind of like what it reminds me of. It is like just a really nice, very sweet, strawberry kind of vanilla-y type fragrance. So yeah, it's a very, I will say it's a very heavy fragrance in terms of like when you're adding it to fragrance oil, you may need to adjust your temperatures a bit to make sure it binds with your wax and everything. I had to up my temperature just by like a little bit just to make sure that it always gets stirred in and everything. So you might need to do the same. But yeah, it otherwise is a really great fragrance. Everyone loves it. I constantly am selling out of it. It's one of our best sellers year round now instead of just spring and summer, but I still wanted to include it in here just because, like I said, we did start just only having it during spring and summer originally. Scent number 5 is Mimosa and Mandarin from Candle Science. This scent, we call it Sunday Brunch because to me it smells kind of like just like a nice mimosa. I mean, obviously mimosa and mandarin. But yeah, it just smells like a nice mimosa. Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. It's a nice, just a really nice fruity scent. It's very bright, very, just very, very citrusy, very orangey. With like a hint of like champagne and, you know, bubbly on the back and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, all around a really good scent. It always does really well for us during the spring and summer. This is another one that I wouldn't say it's as light as the others, but it is a bit on the lighter side. It is not crazy strong or anything. It's a little bit more subtle, but I think that's honestly why people like it, because it's not like super like, it's not like an orange just came up and punched you in the face. It's kind of a little bit more subtle. It will fill a space really well and everything, so you shouldn't have issues with that. But yeah, it is just a nice fragrance. People really like it, especially at markets and stuff. It's a very happy fragrance. It feels almost like sunshine. It just, yeah, I don't know, something about it, like the citrusy, the citrusiness, I don't know, however you say that. But yeah, the citrus in it just really makes it, it's a very bright fragrance. It feels, yeah, just very happy, very, yeah, it's just a nice, bright, happy fragrance. I don't know if fragrance has emotion, but you know, this one makes me feel happy every time I smell it. And then last but certainly not least, this fragrance, we just brought it out last year for the first time, but it was by far our best seller last summer. It really, like we had to constantly restock it. I had to buy more of it than I anticipated. So we did stock up on it quite a bit this year because we're anticipating it to be a bestseller again. But that is, and I hope I'm saying this right, but it is Baja Cactus Blossom from the Flaming Candle. This is another Bath & Body Works dupe. It is just a really nice, I don't even know how to describe the scent because it smells so different from anything like I've ever smelled, I feel like. It's like a little citrusy, a little coconutty, a little florally, like all mixed into one, but it just smells so good. It was my personal favorite as well last year. I think it's my new favorite, like spring summer scent, like just all the time. It's like such a good scent. It just is so good. Like I said, I don't really know how to describe it. I don't want to say perfumey. It would be good as a perfume as well. But like honestly, you could use this scent for just about anything. It's very fresh, very clean, but it doesn't smell like soap at the same time, if that makes sense. Yeah, it just is such a good fragrance. I was really glad that so many people loved this one as much as I did last year because it is so good. I have no idea what a cactus really smells like. I mean, we have little cacti here in our apartment, and to me they don't smell like anything. So I can't say that this necessarily is spot on to what a cactus smells like, but I mean, maybe there's a certain type of cactus that this smells like. I have no idea, but it just, yeah, it smells so good. It is, yeah, definitely, like I said, one of my favorites. It was a huge seller for us last year, and obviously we hope it is again this year. Honestly, this is another one. I mean, it is a really like spring summery type scent. I mean, you could definitely get away with having it in the fall and winter as well, but to me it's definitely more spring summery, so I don't know that we'll add it to our year-round collection. But it is one of those scents that just is really good, and I'm always excited, or I'm excited to bring it out this year. Last year was the first time we had it, but yeah. That is it for my best sellers, but I did want to share just a few of the fragrances that I am super excited about for this year that we're having in our Bright and Bloom collection, and that is this one, Orange Creamsicle from Candle Science. This one smells literally exactly like those orange like creamsicle push pops that you used to have as a kid. Literally exactly like it, like 100%. Like, yeah, I almost want to drink this fragrance or eat the candles because yeah, it smells exactly like childhood summer, and yeah, it's just such a nice orangey kind of ice cream type scent that is perfect, I feel like, for summer and everything. And so I'm really excited to bring this one out for our spring and summer collection this year. And then the second one that I am super excited for this year is Lemon Blueberry Crumble from Candle Science. They really, like, man, knocked it out of the park with some of their new spring summer scents from last year and this year. Like, honestly, so many good ones. And so, but I'm really excited about this one. Like, as you guys know, I am a nice gourmand bakery type scent person, and this one is definitely one of those type of scents. It's very warm, it's very nice mixture of blueberry and lemon. You definitely get the blueberry in there quite a bit. And yeah, it just, I don't know, something about the lemon and blueberry mixes together so well to just make this like really rich, really warm bakery type scent, but that I feel like still really works for summer, if that makes any sense. It's a really good gourmand scent. I mean, you could absolutely have this in fall and winter as well, but I feel like it still works in spring and summer. And that's one thing about spring and summer is like I usually don't have very many like actual bakery type scents, and so I felt like this was a nice bridge for that. So I'm really excited about this one as well, and I think it's gonna be probably another bestseller for this year. But those are my best sellers, plus a few additional that I think are going to become bestsellers this year. But let me know down in the comments below, have you guys used these scents before? Did they sell well for you? And let me know if you want to share any of your own personal bestsellers. I'm always looking for new fragrance oils to try out and everything. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below, and I'd love to talk about that with you. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you'd like to continue hanging out, there's going to be some other videos that pop up on the screen, and I will see you there.